Moving is always stressful no matter what. It's one of the top most stressful things you can do in your lifetime. You're packing up your home base, you're shifting nearly every aspect of your daily life, from where you sleep to what kind of stove you use for cooking. Now, it doesn't matter how far away your new home is, there's always going to be an element of unknown to every move. However, there are ways to make moving less painful for you and whoever you're moving with. And whether that involves doing some planning beforehand or utilizing movers to make that journey simpler, there are some key ways to make your upcoming move pain-free. But, quick note, this information is geared towards people who are looking to have the least stressful move possible and are leaning towards using a mover. However, we recognize that a mover isn't right for everyone, and especially not every time. So, if you don't know whether you should or shouldn't use a mover, check out our blog article on that very topic. We offer great tips to help you decide what's best for your situation. Then, if you decide using a mover is right for you, come on back and learn how to keep your stress as low as possible. Now, with that in mind, number 1, make sure everything is packed correctly. Just by monitoring how you're packing up your things, you can avoid the headache and frustration of opening boxes of broken glass or trying to reassemble damaged furniture. It's a pain. So, don't overfill your boxes. Use boxes that are designed for moving so that they withstand the stress of moving, and use packing materials to pad boxes. Make sure you wrap furniture items in protective blankets or paddings, and protect corners of furniture with padding. Imagine that each box you pack is going to take a big shake. Pretend you're going to shake it vigorously. Will the contents within that box remain intact, or could it use some more padding so that nothing gets damaged? Okay, this might seem simple on the surface, but most damages that occur to items within boxes happen because the boxes weren't properly packed, not because the boxes themselves were damaged. So be sure you're packing boxes and furniture with durability in mind. Alternatively, you could hire movers to professionally pack your items using the top-of-the-line materials and boxes. Next up, hire a good moving company to shoulder the load. All right, in the same vein as packing thoroughly, hiring a good moving company immediately alleviates much of the stress of moving. From the very first meeting with an estimator, you can focus your attention on getting you and your housemates to the next location with the help of experts. So don't skip asking lots of questions, because the value of movers and the reason you hire them isn't only that they do all the heavy lifting. It's the benefit of learning from the thousands of moves that they've done to help keep your move on track and as perfect as possible. So learn everything you can. After meeting with an estimator and drawing up a written estimate, you'll be able to schedule your move and put your attention elsewhere. Now here we're talking about a full-service moving company, which is a company that will send a truck and crew to your home to load up everything and drive it to your destination address. However, there are different options to move that you can go with for your upcoming move if you didn't want to hire full-service movers. Here are the main 4. Number 1 would be a rental truck company. So in this situation, you rent a moving truck from a company without a crew. You load up everything by yourself with some moving supplies, and maybe they have a dolly. Next would be portable storage containers. If you're going with this option, a company would drop off a portable container at your origin for you to load up over a period of maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Then the company drives that container to your destination and you unload it. There is not typically a crew, and there typically isn't much equipment provided. Or you might do crew-only moving services. Some moving companies allow you to hire a crew for loading at your origin location, and if you're interested, be sure you're doing your research on that company so that your crew is trained and reliable. Now, going with a moving company with a trusted reputation for reliability and good customer service means you benefit from their experience. As Warren Buffett once said, it's good to learn from your mistakes, but it's better to learn from other people's mistakes. You see, movers have learned from previous moves how to avoid the mistakes that are common to first-time movers doing it themselves. But when you're shopping, be sure to avoid the common signs of a moving scam and go with the choice best suited for you and your circumstances. A lot of it will probably come down to the mover's availability and pricing options, but just keep in mind that cheaper does not mean better in the world of full-service moving. Number 3, keep everybody in the loop. A lot of frustration and arguing that can come from moving boils down to communication. Now, though it can be difficult to continuously convey changes and updates to members of your family, the movers, your realtor, or others, it'll have a positive impact on your move overall. If you have any preferences for how you want the move to happen, be sure you discuss those beforehand, and everyone can chime in. And you can use this as an opportunity to get everybody on the same page for the move. For example, with your family. Maybe come up with a game plan. Ask everyone to be involved with what they want to happen on move day. You can make this fun, maybe some snacks and some games, but overall, keeping in touch with not only your moving team, but everybody in your house will ensure that moving is in sync on that big day. Number 4, plan so you're free the entire day of the move. Okay, an often overlooked aspect of moving is just how all-consuming it really is. No matter if you're doing a DIY move or hiring movers, you're going to be busy the entire day of loading and unloading. And leading up to that, you'll be living in a disassembled home, surrounded by boxes and packed furniture items. So try communicating with your job and freeing up your schedule for the loading and unloading portion of your move. And at least make sure your job is aware that you're going to be in a period of transition. And you may need to answer a few phone calls, but that way you can focus your attention on having a smooth and productive move. If your moving crew has any questions, you'll be there to answer them. If you're unable to free up your schedule for the entire day, try to loop in someone who can. This isn't as applicable if you're doing the portion of the move yourself, but having someone who can fully devote their attention to your move during loading and unloading makes a huge difference on your move overall. Otherwise, it can be a mess. So, all this said, you're gonna have a totally pain-free move, right? Well, okay, so though these keys are essential to ensuring your move goes smoothly, there's still a lot of factors that go into making a move work. Things can get stressful, and you might have to take a few breaks just to sip some water and breathe. And though you're going to be experiencing a lot of change in a short amount of time, always keep in mind that new opportunities await you at your new home. So even if parts of your move get painful, there's always that moment to look forward to when you and your household cross that new threshold.